Good evening, beautiful souls. Welcome to Aligned to Divine. I am Tamara, and welcome to another fabulous Friday night of free readings. Welcome. I feel like something is just not quite right. Excuse me for a second. No, not that button. There we go. Oh, it doesn't feel like it's blaring in my face. All right. I feel a little bit out of whack. Right now. Something's just not quite on this. So, how's everyone's week been? I have. It's been a great week for us. I still don't have a car. I don't know if you guys remember my car saga. I still actually haven't found a car. When I started looking, it just didn't. I just knew it wasn't time. But there's always a reason for everything. And this week, I realised that the amount of movement that my family does now is exceptional. Kids have to walk to school and home from school at the moment, which is great. And my son's loving it, so he's choosing to walk home even when I do have a vehicle available to me. Okay, just give me a second. Sorry about that. Just wanted to turn my Wi-Fi off. Otherwise it does the whole glitchy slow thing. So, all right, I am going to share this out into a couple of places and let everyone know that I am here. If you are here, say hi. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Amber. I'm just going to share this. Things in front of my screen, so I can't see it properly. I would love to know how your week has gone. I've been working on my masculine, my inner masculine. I realized I have an issue. I have an issue with structure and setting goals and making plans and then following through, holding myself accountable, following through, or even just setting up the structure that I know that I need. And I feel like I've come to realize, should I say, that it is mostly due to the fact that I've been in my masculine, and I'd been in my masculine energy for so long that my natural inclination is to blame my masculine energy for all of it. So I don't think I had a very good relationship even with my divine masculine energy, because it had just been so, I'd just been in it for so long, and maybe even on some level there was some blame that it was my masculine energy's fault. So I've just been working on building a kinder relationship with my masculine, and because we all need our divine masculine energy as well, right? In order for me to be able to work in flow, I need to create a solid foundation and structure in order to hold that feminine container. So, which I have been working on, but yeah, this week it's been about just loving on my masculine, even my wounded masculine, because he really just did. He took responsibility when he needed to, and looked after me for a really, really long time. So, to the best of his ability with what I gave him to work with. So, yeah, it's been interesting diving into that perspective. Yes. Now, it was brought to my attention today that we are in a new moon window, a dark moon window. Okay, that's annoying. I thought that I'd turn that off. So I know we're in a new moon window, and there's something about this new moon being in Taurus, and Taurus being, hang on, let me just see if I can bring this up again. Yes. That's funny. I think yeah, it's just it's because we're so used to being in our masculine energy, right? Sometimes I catch myself speaking and I'm like, man, I just sounded like a dude. Like there was nothing soft or gentle or flowing or anything about the way that just came out of my mouth. So I'm very conscious of speaking in a way that is softer and gentler and sounds a little bit nicer. Helps me feel a little more feminine. Okay, Amanda, I was just going to start talking about it because Amanda brought this to my attention today. Where is it? I feel like it's important. So the new moon is a generational reset, right? So the new moon in Taurus is not an ordinary lunation. It is the first new moon of a 19-year cycle, which means the intention that you set under it carries cosmic backing that will outlast almost everything else that you do this year. A 19-year cycle is what astrologists call a generational reset, a window long enough to change the entire shape of a life, raise a child to adulthood, or build something from a single seed into a full lived reality. What you plant under this moon is not a wish, it is the foundation of the next 2 decades. Be specific, be honest, plant something that the version of you who lives in 2045 will thank you for choosing. Hey everyone. So I want you to take that and maybe spend a little bit of time with a pen and piece of paper, or a pen in your journal, a pencil in your journal, whatever you use, and have a little bit of a dive into. Hang on a second. I made some notes earlier. It's frustrating. I feel like I don't want to get it. Amanda says, I feel like I don't want to get it wrong. Such power behind this. I don't think you can get it wrong, right? Because it's really just setting the intention of our desires for who we want to end up being in 2040, whatever it was, 45. And there was always a path and a journey, and you always have control and power over the decisions that you make and the choices that you make, and the direction that you go in. So really, it is just it's the energy. The energy is beautiful, and for us to be able to get clear and set some intention, and know that that's what you're working towards over the next couple of decades, right? Okay, so Write down your goals and desires by hand. Goodness. Sorry. Taurus responds to the physical and tactile. Be specific about what you want to build, earn, feel, or experience. Focus on areas like finances, security, home, relationships, creativity, and self-worth. Now, I did see something else about the Taurus energy is it is based around self-worth as well. So maybe doing a little bit of work on how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you feel about yourself, and how you want to feel about yourself, and like what you need to do in order to get to that point. Excuse me if you're not there already. We're clearing energy already. So you can't get it wrong. It's just an opportunity to work with the energy to help you along, right? To support you in creating the life that you desire. Okay, I'm going to just write some more names down. So welcome everybody. Hi Kylie, I didn't see you pop in there. Patricia, Amber, Kylie, Belinda, Amanda, Lisa, and Rose. So if you are new here, the way that I work on these Friday nights is I'm here from 6 till 7:15. I usually chat for the first 15 odd minutes. That's why I go to 7:15. And when you jump on, you give me a yes, please, and I write your name down on my list. And I work from the top to the bottom. And I read for as many people as I can, but as you've probably all experienced over the time, everyone gets something from every reading that I do, and so it's worth hanging around for. And I do. I've tried doing the short. This is your short message, and it just doesn't sit right with me. Like if I'm going to do a reading for you, I'm going to give you all the messages that come through. So sometimes I can do 6 in an hour, sometimes I can do 12 in an hour. It really does just depend. If you would like to jump to the top of the queue, there is a donation link in the description of this live stream, and I'm just going to pin it in the comment section here. So you can donate as little or as much as you like. And if you do make a donation, you get bumped to the top of the list and I read for you next. Okay. I feel a little disorganized tonight for some reason. I've been going back through the last probably 4 live streams. Over the last month, the live streams for me, I don't know, these readings for me have just felt different. Like I get off the live stream and I'm like, man, that was massive, right? And I walk away going, I got so much from that. So, so I've been going back over them, and I'll be pulling content and stuff out of them. But it's been really fascinating. I'm actually enjoying listening to the readings myself. So okay. Okay, so you can donate as little or as much as you like. I was like, where was I going with that, right? And all donations are gratefully received, and they do guarantee you a reading, and you get jumped to the top of the list. So, like lovely Lisa, who's just popped her donation through. So I will start with her. I've got a bit of a. I lit an incense before I started, and they always make me sneeze to start with, so it's nothing new for a Friday night. Hear it alone to divine. Okay. And before I get started on Lisa's reading, I do I also want to let you know that the soul maps are... Oh, yeah, thanks, Kylie. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I certainly can. Soul maps are still available. A soul map is created from your birth chart, and it gives you this comprehensive insight into who you were born to be, with the energies that were happening in the universe, why you were born at that specific time, and the personality traits, and all of those sorts of wonderful things that you were instilled with when you were born, and how the person that you were created as, and they are such a wonderful insight into not insight, well, they're a wonderful insight into who you are, but I've used mine as this tool of acceptance, self-acceptance. Oh, I was born that way. This is who I'm meant to be, right? So I stopped degrading myself and putting myself down for all the things that I thought were wrong with me because they didn't fit into everyone else. And it's just started going, okay, well, this is me. This is me, and I'm going to show up that way. So here's that link before I keep talking. So soul maps are available. They are only $97, and for this month, actually, I think I'm just going to continue to give them out with both. From your birth chart and everything, all that information, I create a soul song for you, and they are like everyone that has got one so far, their feedback has been, oh my God, I cried. I've never felt so seen. Right? They are just amazing. And I've also started creating morning empowerment songs specifically for you that you can listen to every day, that will help you align yourself with who you were born to be every morning to create the life that you are meant to have. So both equally amazing, and I listen to mine daily, multiple times a day. And I get so much joy out of creating them for you as well. So pin. There we go. So if you are after a soul map, they are still available. I'm going to keep them available for anyone who would like one. Let me just pop that link in the comments here as well while I've got that open. All right. Oh, I think my Facebook might have fixed itself on my computer. Okay, let's not jinx that. Hi, Michelle. I'll pop you on my list. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Kylie. Okay, so Lisa, you're up first. And then Kylie. And then I'll start on the list. So, lovely Lisa. I'm actually not going to use these cards for you. I get these out first because I've got them in my hand and ready to go, and they're my standard go-to deck at this present moment. But rarely do I actually ever use them first, which is funny. Okay, I bought a new deck of cards. Every Friday after I finish here, I I watch. I'm part of Lorene's Find You Fridays at Crafting Possibilities, and she does a reading for me every Friday night when I show up. And these were the cards that she used for me last week. And it's a bit of an ongoing joke at the moment. She's like, I don't think you've got these. It's funny. I'm like, okay, but I love them, so I will be buying them. Okay, so they are the Ancestral Healing Oracle. It's another Inner Segal. It's another Inner Segal deck. Just adding to my collection of Inner Segal stuff. Sticky on my desk. All right. I actually don't feel like these are the right cards for you either. Okay. All right. Interesting. I will pull one for you in a second. Tonight, everyone gets a Dark Moon card. Oh. So, Lisa, yours is Hecate. I think that's how you say it. And if not, I apologize for my no idea-ness. Crossroads. Interesting. So the energy that we're about to step into, and I feel like actually, because we're in this Taurus new moon, right? Between now and the full moon, which is on the 31st of May, which is the second full moon in May, it's the blue moon, right? The energy between now and then, so you don't have to sit down tonight and do all of that journaling about creating under the new moon, but with this energy between now and when we get to between now and the full moon, let's just go with that. But specifically for those journaling intentions between now and the quarter, the quarter moon, the crescent moon. No, oh my god, my brain stopped working. You know what I'm talking about. The next, when it's a slither. Which I think I saw is the 23rd. So between now and the 23rd is when you should be doing all of that stuff. So, Lisa, you're at a crossroads. The path ahead is yours to decide. There is an adventure awaiting you, but it's going to require more than just words or ideas. It's time for action. You are magical, and you need to use your powers to make a choice and move forward. Explore the unknown. Now is the time to stop talking and start doing. Take that bold step forward, trusting that the road will reveal itself as you go. This moment is about claiming your own power to move through uncertainty. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it's yours to create. Take the leap and trust that action will lead you where you need to go. Amanda's like, that's why I felt so much pressure to figure it all out by tomorrow. Oh my god. No, you don't have to figure it all out by tomorrow. So, Lisa, it's been building and building and building and building, right? And I know that your life has been shifting and changing, and things have been, you've been moving through things and having these great big realizations, and like you're doing the work, which is awesome. But now it's time. You've been doing the energetic and healing work. But now is the time to shift into action mode. Now is the time to start putting a plan together. So use this new moon energy. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back to the start of the live stream once I jump off and have a look. We are in this dark moon, new moon energy that is setting us up for the next 19 years. And you've been telling me this for how many months now? I'm a firm believer that it's all about divine timing. And while we have been talking about this since the beginning of the year, there have been actionable steps that you have taken towards that. But there's also been periods where you've needed to stop and adjust and heal and realign, right? And that's normal. That's so completely normal. So I don't feel like you are behind. I don't feel like you're behind at all. I feel like you are feeling your way through the world, right? You are trusting the process. You are allowing what needs to happen. You are taking action when you need to take action. And when there are blocks in your way, you are addressing those. You are diving into what they are and how they've come about and what you need to move through it. Ooh. And oh my goodness. This card just flew out of the deck while we were talking about this. And this is the core. At the core of everything, this is what you need to know, right? It says, oh, sorry about the, I don't know if I can get it to focus. There we go. It says, no, you are worthy. Number 7. Just have a quick look. So this is brand new deck. Brand new deck. You are worthy, so give yourself time to get to know who you truly are inside and the positive things you can contribute to others. No more living on the surface and complaining about being bored, empty, and tired. It's time to delve within, starting from your heart. So part of your actionable steps, Lisa, is the need to create an environment within yourself that feels safe enough to grow. And we're doing that with breath work, with the tapping. It's all like nervous system and vagus nerve regulation and resetting, so that you can feel safe within yourself to be able to shine yourself out into the world. So the more that you create that within, the more that you spend time doing that within, then you've created an environment within yourself where you feel safe enough to shine your light out, and not just shine your light out into the world, but take those steps to be seen, to make yourself visible, to step out of that fear of judgment and all of those other fears that you have going on, that we all have going on. This is not just for you. So I'm discovering, and now I'm a firm believer that any form of healing, any form of actionable step, any form of creating abundance, any form of anything like that, all starts with the environment that you create within yourself first. Because regardless of what work you are doing, if you are feeling stressed and heightened and scared and all of that in your body, because the energy is trapped within your body, right? It's all the work that you do is not going to be as effective, or you're going to have to do twice as much, right? In order for you to get to that point where you are open to holding that kind of healing container, or holding that much abundance, or healing through the energetics of your wounds. Because it's all about energy. Yeah, just energy, right? And a lot of our problems start with the energy being stuck in our bodies. So you could go through and heal something through like talk therapy and like all of that, sort of logically. Like you can go through and understand and have clarity and do all of that stuff, but it won't stay with you until you shift that energy out of your body. So that's what I want you to know, Lisa. The card at the bottom is tune into your feminine lineage. I was going to say ancestry, but it's lineage. The thing that actually jumps out for me here is the moon, right? And I know the moon is part of your business logo as well. And the moon is so inherently tied to the feminine. So maybe start tracking the moon cycle and where you're at within your own cycle, and how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis as you're moving through. Like, because women we are cyclical beings, right? That is our natural state of being, and it's only because and I'm not even going to go into that. So tune into your feminine lineage. So it's basically just talking about, reflect on the most important women in your life, especially those who were around when you were growing up. What beneficial qualities did you learn from them? Were they nurturing and loving? Did they encourage your independence? Did they listen to your most painful and hurtful experiences and inspire you to embrace your courage? It's really important to acknowledge all the positive feminine attributes you received that made you you. Each of us has a feminine archetype within. This is your opportunity to check in and discover if this part of you is healthy or wounded. When the feminine within is deeply hurt, you are likely to ignore your own needs, neglect your heart, disregard your intuition, and refuse to give yourself self-love and self-care, which can lead to addiction, depression, and a host of ailments. If you carry hurt from your relationship with your mother figure, grandmother, or other important females, it is time to reparent yourself. This card encourages you to embrace the most positive qualities you gain from your family and release those that don't serve you. I also just want to add in your siblings, your sisters as well. So perhaps take some time this week to reflect on those relationships and how they've influenced you positively and negatively. I feel like that's important as well, because we want to break out of those negative cycles. So being aware of those is important too. How do you figure out that 3-day moon cycle? I don't understand what 3-day moon cycle you're referring to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Amanda. I'm not sure. All right. Thank you, beautiful Lisa, for your beautiful, kind, wonderful donation. And thank you for being here and for showing up and allowing me to read for you. I'm so very grateful for you, to being part of this tribe, part of this, I want to say sisterhood. Thank you. And Kylie, you are up next. All right. Oh. My come back to those for you as well. Okay, let's start with the dark moon card for you as well. There is a great depth astrologically, Amanda. All I'm talking about is tracking where the moon is at in its cycle. So is it a new moon, quarter moon, full moon, and then recognizing where you're at within your own feminine cycle as well, and tracking that. So how your body is being affected by the different stages and phases of the moon, and also like how your moods are being affected and what you feel like, what you want to eat, what you're craving. Like if there's specific periods, it's really just being able to tune your own body into the natural cycles, and in tune with the moon, as the moon cycles as well. Oh, I got a little bit too excited about my Facebook fixing itself because it didn't, which is annoying. Okay. Kylie. Okay. Balance Ambition is your card, Kylie. And I'm not going to read the card at the bottom, but I will show you what it is. It says ease. And it's a card full of light. I just want to show you that. This card represents the energy of the dark moon in Capricorn ahead of the new moon in Capricorn. While Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, represents strength and ambition, remember that time and patience are equally important in the pursuit of your goals. If there was a one message for you tonight, Kylie, they've just summed that up in one sentence, all right? Remember that time and patience are equally important in the pursuit of your goals. Although it's so important to go after what you want in life, this card is here to remind you that you should never be at the expense of other people. Sometimes you have to ask yourself what's going to make other people happy just as much as what's going to make you happy. Interesting. Whether you've set an intention or send a wish out to the universe, it's important to preface it by saying something along the lines of, this or something better now manifests for me under grace in perfect ways. So I want you all to take note of that, actually, and put that in your journaling of what you're creating for the next 20 years, right? It says, this or something better now manifests for me under grace in perfect ways. Because sometimes the universe has a better plan for us than we do, and our human desires take over where they shouldn't. We can end up acting ruthlessly even if we are normally compassionate people. Along the same lines, ambition is not a dirty word, but sometimes people use dirty tactics. Don't let that person be you. So the word that's... Yes, I understand where I am where I'm supposed to be. Yes. Yes, you are. And allow that ease and flow into your life as well. The word that was just remunerating in my head for you, Kylie, was soften. Soften. Now I know that you are you were raised to set goals and to go after and to go hard and go hard and go hard and go hard. But the way forward in your healing business, yeah, and that spiritual part of yourself is softening. Yeah, softening and allowing. Because it's not something that you can push through. It's not something that you can force through. And that was what that card was just saying, that you can set the goal and you can take action, but be aware that there is some grace in the world, and that the way we think we are to get from where we are to the goal that we've set for ourselves is usually not the way the universe thinks that it needs to be done. So when you think you can go from here to here, it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes it's you've got to go from here, and in order for the next thing to happen, you've got to go here, and then the next thing is over here, and then the next thing's back here, and the next thing's over here, and then the next thing's over here. So you feel like you're going around and around in circles before you actually get to what it is that you are working towards. But all of these other things need to happen to make you the person that you need to be in order to get to that point. Okay, the High Priestess card just fell out for you. That says, powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. And the Leap of Faith card came out as well. It says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. Do what gives you joy. And on the bottom we have the 7 of Gabriel. Stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, claim your personal power. So finding the balance between, finding the softness in your personal power, finding the softness within yourself whilst claiming your personal power. And you're in the right place. You're doing all the right things, and everything is falling into places it's meant to. Trust yourself. Trust your internal guidance. If I have to say one thing, it is making sure that you dedicate yourself, and this is for everyone, all right? Make sure that you are dedicating yourself just 10 minutes a day. Just 10 minutes a day. And I know I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep banging on about it. But 10 minutes a day, no device, no television, no book, no podcast, no headphones, nothing. Just 10 minutes of just sitting still with yourself and allowing whatever flits through your mind, allowing that stillness. Because within that stillness is where we connect not only to ourselves, but to our higher selves, and the universe. So 10 minutes a day. Make the commitment to yourself, just 10 minutes a day. Because that will also help you soften and find compassion for yourself, for your experiences, for the world, for how you experience the world. Compassion is if I would say there's a word for the rest of the month for you, I would probably go with that. Not just the rest of the month, maybe the rest of the year. Compassion, and really turning that compassion to yourself as well. Making a mental note to to turn all the things, all of the beautiful things that you put out into the world onto yourself as well. Because you can't be compassionate to other people and then telling yourself not very nice things. So compassion. Perfect. So Kylie says, just finished my Reiki Masters and doing the attunement tomorrow morning. It has helped just sit in breath and calm myself. That connection, the connection that you have, like the internal environment is, it's a daily practice. Like the working on your breath work and calming the nervous system and working on your nervous system and all of those sorts of things. It's a daily practice. Like you have to be consistent. You have to show up for yourself. And it's not a one and done. Like you're not going to sit down and have a breathwork session and undo 40 years of high cortisol, right? It's just not the way it works. It's consistent daily practice. So that your body learns that this is what's normal for you now, not instant fight or flight. So thank you, beautiful Kylie, so much for being here. Thank you for your beautiful, kind donation and for being part of Aligned to Divine and allowing me to be a part of your world and for you being a part of mine. So very grateful. Hello, darling Patricia, Miss Patricia Jane. Hello. Okay, now, you're so very welcome. Thank you so very much. Now, Patricia, the other Patricia. How unusual is that, having two Patricias? Patricia, Groenwald. I'm sorry if I completely butchered that. Oh my goodness. You are up next. If you can pop a heart in the comments just to let me know that you are still here. And after Patricia is Amber, so if you can let me know if you're still here as well. Woohoo! Patricia Groenwald. So bad. Right. Ooh. Patricia, yours says, honor yourself. And we've got the line there, which is the sign of the Leo. And the Leo is about how you present yourself to the world, how you show up in the world. And I feel like that is important for you in honoring who you are and allowing yourself, oh, I got it right, yes. Allowing yourself to just show up in your full authentic power. I want to say power, right? Shining your light out into the world, regardless of other people's thoughts, expectations, judgments, blah, 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 right? Anytime you start hearing other people's negative comments in your head, that's what I want you to do. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Because that's what it is. And then remind yourself, hang on a sec. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm showing up in the world. Now, the card on the bottom, I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to show you. It's agency. Oh, excuse me, that was gross. Agency. Actually, I feel like I need to read that and not your other card. That's funny. Not with that deck, not with that book. Agency. This card represents the energy of when the dark moon slips from Capricorn ahead of the new moon in Aquarius. You may feel a little trapped in your current situation, but don't give up. You need to take charge. You have agency, not to control, but rather to guide and steer. If you've been trying too hard to control everything, this card comes up to remind you to release your grip. Excuse me. You are far less stuck than you think you are. Liberation lies ahead for those willing to claim it. Now is the time to tune into the energies of the dark moon. So work out when the next one is going to be. Oh my goodness, it's today. Now is the time to tune into the energies of the dark moon. So work out when the next one's going to be. Remember, it comes pretty much the day before the new moon. You're going to start to feel the rebirth of your power as soon as you're ready to move out of fear. You've been through enough now to know you're ready to take that next step forward. There is a sense that your life is about to open up in ways that perhaps you didn't think were possible. You have the power to influence and direct your own life. Walk away from fear towards something very different. You have the agency to do it. You have the agency to do it. To create the life that you want. So this is really important. Honoring yourself. I want you to listen only to yourself through your own lens, not the lens of everyone else. Yeah. We all have that little inner critic, that little voice in our head that repeats the words of other people that we've heard over our whole lives. I want you to... New moon's on the 17th, so we are in the dark moon period. You'd think I would have actually looked that up to be a little more specific. %9 of the moon, there you go, is lit up today. Hang on. No, that was yesterday. Okay, Patricia. It says, it's the 8 of Michael, and it says, you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. Okay, do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavours, working with others in a cooperative manner. So, Patricia, it feels like you can see all the ways in your world that are not working for you, all the ways you are not in alignment with yourself, all the ways that you are showing up in the world that doesn't feel right for you, and the things that need to be changed, that you require to change. I feel like you can see that. And I feel like you know that that's aware, and you're aware of that. And I know that you won't go back to that. But there is that period, that period in between, right, of not being what we once were, but also not being who we are becoming, right? And in this space in between is unlimited possibilities. For you, it is unlimited possibilities. So become aware of all the ways that you are holding yourself back, all the ways that you are not honoring yourself, and allow yourself to move through that in whatever way and at whatever pace you feels manageable for you. So you don't have to do everything all at once, right? You don't have to make all of those changes all at once, but you do need to start making the changes. And you do need to stay focused, and you do need to be determined to get to the other side, that other point. Now, with all of the energy of the world at the moment and this year and at all of it, right? Things are shifting and changing so much for everybody. What I also want you to know is that there are 8 billion people in the world. There are 8 billion people in the world, and those 8 billion people are all worried about themselves and how they're being perceived by everyone else. I don't care about you. Don't care about you. And the ones that don't feel good about themselves, right? The ones that do have a negative thought about who you are is not about you at all. It's about how they feel about themselves. But there are 8 billion people in the world. All right. The only person that judges ourselves more than anyone else, that judges us more than anyone else, is ourselves, right? So if you weren't worried about the other 8 billion people in the world, what would you do? How would you show up? If you didn't give a shit about what anyone thought of you, what would you do? How would you show up? What kind of world would you create for yourself? Because you get to choose. You get to decide. Actually, I'm going to show you that. It's the card at the bottom. And it's just this last line that jumped out at me. It says wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. So communication, open and honest, and I want to say gentle, firm but gentle communication is your way forward. Setting boundaries, strong boundaries from that place of softness. Yeah? All right. Thank you, beautiful Patricia, for being here and allowing me to read for you. I'm so very grateful for you. All right, Amber, you are up next. I thought that was my kids' home. I was like, they are not due home for a very long time yet. And by very long time, I mean between half an hour and an hour. All right, Amber, Dark Moon for you tonight. Dark Moon card for you. Oh, we have Revelation. Okay, before I go on, let me just see the rest of that comment. Patricia says, thank you. I lost my doggy 3 weeks ago. I'm so sorry. He was 16 and 3 months. I had him for 13 and a half years. It's taking a toll because I lived for him. He was my world. Now I feel I've got nothing to live for. You have got you to live for. Now you get to focus on yourself. Changing your way of thinking is not going to mean that he means less to you or meant less to you. Yeah? It just means you get to choose yourself and you get to do what you want for you. Okay. So you've got a gift as well. And that gift is needed in the world. And you are needed in this world. So if you were living for you, what would you do? I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs right now. Okay. And if everyone else would like to send Patricia some love as well, that would be awesome. All right, Amber, Revelations. Ooh. And the card at the bottom is overcritical. Okay, so this is the overcritical. That thought process, the voice that you hear in your head is not yours. It's your mother's or your sister's or your grandmother, and so on and so forth. Okay, so there's something that you feel about yourself that has been passed down to you through multiple generations. And it's time to break the cycle. 39, let's have a look. Oh, it's in the rebirth suit. Didn't know that had sections. I didn't know this book had sections. This card represents the energy. Oh, I need to read that. Hang on. When this card comes up, you are in the dark about something. You're in the dark about something, but that can and will change. There are revelations coming. However, in order to get them, you may need to move from intellectualizing your biggest issue to feeling all your feelings. This card shows that you need to transcend surface level knowledge and delve into the realm of intuition and empathy to find and understand the answers you need. So it's going inwards instead of seeking them outwards, because what you get told outside of yourself becomes a negative influence about how you feel about yourself. So it's time to dive inwards. It's time to start seeing yourself through your own lens, right? Okay, let's have a look at these ones. I don't feel like these are quite right. Let's have a look. Okay. I think family is difficult, right? It's difficult to step outside of the norm, outside of the normal for within the family structure and the family unit. Because I also feel like there is a lot of yourself that you don't show to your family for fear of criticism and judgment. And that means you hold that part of yourself away from back from everyone, not just family. Or you have in the past. So I pulled the ancestral healing cards out for you as well. I feel like over the next couple of weeks you'll just have a moment where the rose-colored glasses will come off and you'll be like, oh my God, I can see this now. I can see this properly real for the first time. And it may be a little bit jarring. So you guys saw me shuffle that deck. You got the You Are Worthy card as well. Oh, okay. Okay, understand your karmic lessons. So the family karma is it's a big lesson. It's a big lesson for you, and it's about stepping outside of the expectation and the voice of those people around you, and being brave enough to just show up as yourself, regardless of what the fallout will be. So the card at the bottom is move beyond sabotage. Move beyond sabotage. Because you have a light, you have a knowing, you have an understanding of the world that is just more. It's just more. And it's big. And there are certain members of your family, conscious or not, whether they do this consciously or not, it makes them feel I wanted to use the word inadequate on some level, and they will do what they need to do, say what they need to say to sabotage your bigness. And I don't think it's consciously, and I feel like it's just normal for you guys, because that's just the way that it's always been. But it has it's had such a detrimental effect on who you are and how you show up in the world, that you are completely contained. So whether there needs to be some boundaries, whether you need to step away from the family system for a period of time to build your own strength and your own inner knowing and your own sense of self without that internal dialogue, learning to put in energetic shields as well, so that you are deflecting any kind of energetic attack as well. And yeah, so I'm not saying you have to cut, I'm not saying you have to cut your family off, but I do feel like you need to create space for yourself. And don't get drawn into the emotion within your interactions as well, because I feel like they know how to push your buttons. And the one thing that I really want you to understand is that you need to seek your own validation, not theirs. So whatever you are seeking from them, you need to find that within yourself. Because there's you're big. Everything about you is gloriously bigger than what's normal. All right. Allow yourself to be too much. Allow yourself to be too emotional and too energetic and too crazy. Allow yourself to do that, because that's who you are. All right. Thank you, beautiful Amber, for being here and allowing me to read for you. You're on the right path. And it will, the rose-colored glasses will come off. You'll see it. You'll start being able to see it everywhere now, and you'll know what needs to, where you need to move with that, what you need to do with that. Okay, Belinda. You're so welcome, Amber. Oh, we got the agency card for you as well. What's on the bottom? Transition. So that feels like you stepping out of okay, no, let's draw some cards actually. What did I just do with that deck of cards? So what it feels like is there has been a whole world of stuff going on for you, lots of little things happening around you that would have drawn you in before, that you would have got all caught up in, or you may have got all caught up in. But this sense of agency for you is really coming into play now, and you are finding your own power within that, and setting those boundaries and not engaging with the bullshit. Like, it feels like you've just gone, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm not doing that. Not diving into that right now. I'm not getting pulled into other people's drama. That's what that feels like. It's like you're creating space for, excuse me, for new connections and new relationships and new friendships and a new energetic space of being. We have the King of Gabriel. Belinda says, I feel like I'm over the rubbish. Yes, but you're also giving yourself permission not to dive into it anymore. Like, I'm over it. I don't have to deal with this shit, right? And then going, I'm choosing to not. I'm not going to deal with this shit, right? Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. And get more sleep. Whether you're not rested right now, but I can't stop yawning. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. So this transition card is you stepping out of that old way of being, that old way of looking at the world, that old way of being in your environment, and allowing everybody else's energy to drain yours, allowing everyone else to drain your energy, right? So you're in this transition period, where you're taking back your agency, where you are deciding that you are just going to do whatever the hell you want. Not really care about the bullshit, right? And this, all I do is sleep. Oh, that's interesting. Do you wake up feeling rested though? Because I can't stop yawning. Oh, and I'm in your energy right now. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. So you worry, whatever you're worrying about, and whatever worries you might have about changes that you're making, you don't have to worry. Archangel Michael's got that. I wake up tired. Yeah, that's the cortisol. That's the high stress. I can't stop yawning. Ugh. Can't stop yawning for you, Belinda. Perhaps that needs to be your focus this week. Starting this week is finding ways to not feel like you are in fight, flight, fawn, or freeze all the time. So you're over the rubbish. Just utilize the time for your nervous system regulation, breath work, EFT, yoga, getting out into nature, and grounding yourself, fresh air, exercise, all of those things, without the excess noise. So if you're going to go for a walk, don't put your headphones on. That's what I keep getting told. So walk without your device. That's what they say. All right. Thank you, beautiful Belinda. Amanda. Oh, excuse me. Amanda, are you still here, darling? I don't have any dots on my device tonight, so yoga and walking, daily practice. I hope that's a daily practice. Oh, that was unattractive. Ah, she's here. She's here. Amanda, you are my lucky last for this evening. Because all of a sudden, I can't stop yawning. Ooh. You too, Belinda. Medusa. Interesting. Medusa. And achievement is on the bottom. I'm interested to see what Medusa says. Fierce. Arguably the most misunderstood of all the goddesses, Medusa represents the woman who scares men and the powerful goddess cut off by a jealous rival. Don't shrink from this card. Medusa's super powerful, very feminine energy has been misunderstood and misrepresented for eons. Her appearance, when you draw this card, suggests there is a misunderstanding at best and a betrayal at worst in your current situation. Chances are you need to work with a very deep emotional wound. Interesting. Aligned with the energy of Leo, Medusa calls you to rise from whatever painful situation you are in to reclaim your innate strength. Turn whatever has happened into a stepping stone towards empowerment. Okay, so what I want to say to you, Amanda, is that there is anger for you that needs to be released or worked through, and it's not anger at the situation that you went through, the people that were involved in that. The anger is what you feel towards yourself. So all of those things where you're like, I wish I'd done that differently. I can't believe I made those choices. Look at how this shit turned out. You suck. You need to do better. You blah 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 blah. Whatever that internal dialogue is, there is anger towards other people for being for I was going to say dicks, right? Right. And then my brain was like, you can find a better word than that. But I really couldn't. So even though there is still that anger towards all the other people about in the situation and the things that happened, there the anger that is doing the most damage that you need to address is the anger that you feel towards yourself. Because you can only gloss that over for so long and it's eating up on the inside. And that healing that anger will actually help with all the other stuff. Because it's that frustration that you feel that you stayed for as long as you did. There's the anger at yourself for putting up with the bullshit that you put up with, the anger at yourself for not loving yourself enough back then to make different choices, right? Logically, this all makes sense to us. But at the end of the day, we feel those feelings. Logically, we know that we did the best that we could, right? And it was all divine timing, like everything played out the way that it was supposed to, but it still doesn't take away the anger that you feel towards yourself for putting up with that bullshit, for allowing yourself to be spoken to in that way, right? So working on that anger. And I also want you to spend some time with the woman that you were at the beginning of that relationship, right? Who chose that person to feel something within yourself that you were missing, that you weren't filling up for yourself. So there are reasons behind why you stepped into that relationship, because there's always something, and I think you already know what it is, right? So forgiving yourself for not showing yourself the love and respect that you deserve. That's what it comes down to, right? We're just angry at ourselves for not showing ourselves love and respect and kindness and compassion and giving our power away, right? So that anger is what's underneath. That's the current situation. For many goddess scholars, Medusa represents the decapitation of the matriarch by the patriarchy. The matriarchy by the patriarchy. A moment when our untamed feminine energy was oppressed. She also embodies the rebirth that often follows betrayal, when we use our pain as fuel to transform ourselves. Medusa's energy empowers you to reclaim your own voice now too. Be fierce even if it feels like the world wants you to shrink and conform. You don't need anyone's approval to express your full self. You are the one who defines your path, your power, and your identity. So I don't know whether you were here right at the start. I was talking about how I've been working with my masculine energy, because I'd spent so many years in my masculine energy, I had built up resentment, anger and resentment and frustration at my masculine energy for blocking my feminine, for I don't know, lots of different reasons. But that was causing me to push back against structure, not wanting to create that for myself, not being able to set goals. Like, there's so many things that our divine masculine energy is necessary for, but because I was hating on my masculine, like I was upset and annoyed at my masculine for shutting off a part of myself, and it's not doing me a disservice. What my wounded masculine needs is compassion. What my wounded masculine needs is to be seen and appreciated, because really it was just protecting me when I needed to be protected. It was doing what needed to be done in order to get me through that stage of my life. So finding that compassion and love and empathy for my wounded masculine, to be able to see how the glorious divine masculine can enrich my life as well, and inviting that into my life. So that's been a little bit of a journey for me so far this week. And I wanted to share that with you because I feel like that's an important step for you as well, looking at that masculine energy, that your masculine energy, as the wounded masculine and the divine masculine, and addressing how you feel about it, as well, to create space so they can let go a little bit, and you can create space to bring in more of your divine feminine energy. Okay. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for letting me know about the moon energy stuff as well. Today, I'll look into that and start working on my own stuff. All right, so that's it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you all for showing up and being a part of my world and allowing me to be a part of yours. I am so very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you to those who donated tonight as well. So grateful for your beautiful, kind donations. And I am here every Friday night at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend. A big love to you.